wife and a woman of great charm and great poise, and I know that you will be as thrilled as I am to know that it is none other than, I think over here, Miss Lucille Ball. You scared me. Miss Ball is in the East in connection with the opening of her motion picture, Forever Darling, and I promised to mention the name of the picture. So, Lucy, may I say that to me you are Forever Darling?
Well, thank you, Gary. And to me, you will always be Forever Darling.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and you're Forever Darling. And you're Forever Darling.
That's enough, don't you think?
Oh, and you're Forever
that's
Darling.
Enough. We all know the name of the picture.
You are really Forever Darling.
Let's go over and meet the Forever Darling panel, huh?
Oh, all right.
Yes. This is Bill Cullen, Lucy Ball.
Nice to know you.
And Jane Meadows.
Hello, how are you?
And Henry Morgan.
Henry?
And in
Forever Darling.
And in this chair is Lucille Ball. That is our panel. Now then, with this frantic addition to our panel of four, let's then welcome our first guest on I've Got a Secret. Will you come in, please? You tell the panel, please, what your name is and where you're from.
Bertha Pierce, and I live at Olean, New York.
She is Mrs. Pierce, Miss Pierce, and she is from Olean, New York. Now, Miss Pierce, we will dispense with the rules tonight, and I'll ask you to whisper your secret to me so the folks at home can read it. To help classify this secret panel, I will tell you that it is something that she made, M-A-D-E, made. And Lucy, I'm sorry, but we'd like to start with you. Something that she made.
I gotta start?
Somebody has to, you know, and you're pretty.
Oh, dear. Well, Miss Pierce, you said you were from Olean?
Yes.
Olean, New York?
Yes.
That's very close to my hometown, Jamestown, New York. I gotta ask her a question, huh? Well, what was the clue? What was the clue?
Something that she made.
Something that she made.
Mm-hmm.
What shall I ask her? How to ask the question?
Ask her if it's something tangible.
Is it something tangible, Miss Pierce?
Say, that's a very good question. Is it something tangible? I think we'd have to say yes. It's something that you could, yes, it's something tangible.
Yes. Would it help if I knew what tangible meant?
Tangible is a small orange that grows on a...
Is it something, Miss Pierce, there's something you made, is it something found inside a house?
Yes.
Cool.
Is it something you made for yourself?
No.
Is it something I would come in contact with? Yes?
Yes, it is something you would come in contact with, yes.
Is it something I used recently?
Yes. It is.
Try tangible again.
Is it something pretty?
Yes.
Let's say that of its kind, it's a very nice-looking one. I think that the whole classification, however, is not a thing of rare beauty. Sorry.
Used recently, something inside a house. Is it something that Desi would use?
Yes.
Sure. All right, we have lost $20.
What's that? What did I say? I say something wrong?
No, it'll...
Horrible sound.
$20 down and $60 to go, and now we shift our attention to Bill Cullen. Bill?
So glad.
Miss Pierce, you made something tangible that Lucy used recently. Does this secret that you have, does it involve Lucy at all?
No.
Well, let's say Partially. Partially she's involved. Will you buy that, Miss Pierce?
Yes.
All right, partially she's involved.
The secret involves part of Lucy. Does it involve... Does it involve anyone else on stage?
Yeah?
Yes.
Me or I?
Yes.
Both of you.
Let me see, pardon me. Do you make something that is used by part of everyone?
Yes.
Are there any other people mentioned in this secret?
Miss Pierce, I think we have to say not by name, but there are other people inferred.
Did you make something for us?
These are tangible people, Lucy.
Oh. Did you make something for us tangible people on the panel? Something that we all use? Parts
Yes.
of us use it?
Yes.
I'd like to go for what part, but I'm no...
All right, there's $40 down and $40 to go, and we go to Lucky Jane Meadows.
You go for
Now
what
inherits the
part?
task of finding out what part.
But we haven't established, is this an article of clothing, Miss
Find out
Pierce?
what part.
No.
Is this something that is worn, however?
No.
Is it something that's eaten?
No.
And it's something that's found in the home?
Yes.
Is it something that's sat on?
Yes.
Oh, that part.
Is it... Would it be in the cushion family?
In the cushion family? I don't think so, no.
Or would it be in the
No.
chair? Would it be something like a chair or a chair cover?
Ah, indeed.
Do you do upholstery?
No.
But you, did you make these chairs we're sitting on?
That's it. This is really a kind of a fascinating story to show you how closely people watch television. Miss Pierce works at the Daystrom Furniture Company in Olean, New York, and she wrote in a letter to us saying that one night about 6 or 8 weeks ago, I think it was, we had a snake on the show. You remember, Jane?
Yes, very well.
And everybody jumped off their chairs. And Miss Pierce, watching at home, said, by golly, I think those are the chairs that I make. And she wrote us and asked us to please look on the bottom of the chairs and check the labels to see if they were made at the factory in Olean, and if you care to check after the show or not. Well, Henry, why don't you check now?
Be delighted.
What's it say on the bottom of your chair?
Miss Pierce.
6 and 7/8.
Daystrom Furniture, Franklin Street, Olean, New York.
And that's it.
I read good, huh?
Yeah, you read real good. Thank you very, very much for being with us tonight. I want you to have this carton of Winston's and, of course, the money that you won, although not too much, and a great deal of pleasure in having you with us. Goodbye, Miss Pierce. Well, now I would like to read you a letter that I got the other day, and this came from a lady in Raritan, New Jersey, and this kind of tickled me. She says, Dear Gary, I watch television, but I do it differently than most people. I watch the commercials and go out to the kitchen during the rest of the show. I like your Winston commercials, but I think they should have more action. For instance, Buster Crabbe swims across a pool, then comes out to tell everybody about his wonderful waterproof wristwatch. Duke Snyder hits a home run and then goes into the clubhouse and starts shaving. Why can't you do something like that? Well, I'll tell you, I have taken this lady's letter to heart, and tonight we are going to do an athletic-style commercial, if you will forgive me. Friends, during a tough game of Potsy, I always stop and light a Winston cigarette. I find it improves my aim and keeps me from stepping on the crack. Yes, friends, Winston's make me hop good, like a Potsy player should. But let's assume for the nonce that you are not a Potsy player, and if you're not, of course, you've missed half your life. Let's assume that you just smoke cigarettes because you like to smoke cigarettes. Well, then Winston is the cigarette for you, too. Winston is fun to smoke because it's the cigarette that brought flavor back to filter smoking. As a result, and hear this, in less than 2 years on the market, Winston is America's #1 filter cigarette. Its growth has been just wild, phenomenal. Now, obviously, there's got to be a reason why more people buy Winston's than any other filter cigarette, and the reason is Winston's taste good, like a cigarette should. And thanks for letting me bend your ear. Now then, I would like to go over and personally escort our next guest on the show tonight. Now then, sir, will you tell our panel, please? Let's get in a little closer. Do you mind if I pull you in, sir? There we go. Will you tell our panel, please, what your name is and where you're from?
My name's Samuel J. Seymour. I'm from Maryland.
This is Mr. Seymour from Maryland. And we brought Mr. Seymour all the way up from Maryland, and by golly, he got in a hotel and fell down the steps and gave himself a shiner. And we urged him not to come on the show tonight, as a matter of fact, and finally got in touch with his doctor, and the doctor said it was up to Mr. Seymour. Mr. Seymour said he wouldn't miss it. So here he is. I'm feeling a party for the doctor. Now then, Mr. Seymour, how old are you, by the way, sir?
96.
96 years old. Now, sir, if you'll whisper your secret to me, I'm sure the folks at home would like to know what it is. Well, now to help pacify his secret, I will tell you it concerns something that he witnessed. And Bill Cullen, we'll start with you. Something that he saw, something he saw happen.
This thing that Mr. Seymour saw, does it have historical significance?
Does this have historical significance, Mr. Seymour? I would say yes, wouldn't you, sir?
I can't hear him very good. You have to tell me what it is.
Yeah, there's quite a distance between our desks here. Let's all speak up, huh?
Does it have political significance?
It had political significance at the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if you're 96, that would make Mr. Seymour born in 1860.
Henry is such a mathematician.
Yeah. He's been writing over there all the time. This thing, did it have anything to do with the Civil War, Mr. Seymour?
No, it had not to do with the Civil... Well, let's say indirectly it was concerned with the Civil War.
Did it
all right, an answer?
Did it concern a famous person in American history? Very well-known person.
Did it concern a famous person, Mr. Seymour?
Yeah.
Yep.
Would it help me to know who this person was?
What did you say?
He wants to know if it would help him to know who this person was, and he has to know who that is, yes.
Did this man hold political office?
Did this man hold political office, sir?
Yeah.
Yes. $20 down and $60 to go, and we go to Jane Meadows.
McKinley.
Mr. Seymour,
Henry is being his usual helpful self by whispering to Jane, McKinley.
and I'm not listening. Mr. Seymour, would this person have ever been President of the United States?
Was he ever president, this man?
Oh, I think it was once.
Would
He
it
was.
have been Abraham Lincoln?
It was Abraham Lincoln, yes.
You witnessed something to do with Abraham Lincoln. Was this a pleasant thing?
Was it a pleasant thing you saw, sir?
Not very pleasant, I don't think. I
No.
was scared to death over it.
He said, no, he was scared to death.
Would it have had anything to do with the President Lincoln's death, by any chance?
Unfortunately, yes.
Did Mr. Seymour witness the shooting of President Lincoln?
We found out about Mr. Seymour through a recent article in the American Weekly, and it said, I saw Lincoln shot. And this article is by Samuel J. Seymour, and it goes on to say that Mr. Seymour was 5 years old at the time. He had been taken to Ford's Theater by some good friends, and the curious thing was that when he was this youth, 5 years of age, when he saw Booth jump from the box to the stage, at which time he broke his leg, his only concern was not for the president, because he didn't realize that the president had been shot, but the poor man who fell out of the balcony. And that's all of his memory is of going to the theater and seeing a man fall out of the balcony. Sir, it's been a great joy and you might say an honor to have you are, by the way, the only living witness of that tragic event. And we are certainly going to forfeit the complete $80 to you just for your courage in coming here to see us tonight. Oh, And I told him before the show, I said, I'm going to give you a carton of Winston's, and Mr. Seymour said, I don't smoke cigarettes. So he smokes a pipe. So we have crossed the bounds tonight, and we're giving him a can of Prince Albert pipe tobacco instead. Okay? Thank you very much. Let me help you up. You all talk to each other. I'll tell you what. It's time, anyhow, to take in our Winston movie for tonight. It's got a corny plot, I warn you, but there is a certain freshness and good taste with all. Now, sir, if you'll come with me.
Couple of hamburgers and 2 coffees, 1 black.
Better get some more cigarettes, dear.
Oh, miss, will you bring us 2 packs of Winston's, please?
You know, I see more people smoking Winston's,
Sure. Winston's taste good.
like a cigarette should.
Winston, filter cigarette, easy drawing filter cigarette. Winston's new and king size too, brings flavor back to you. Winston, tastes real good, rich and full like a cigarette should, brings real flavor back to you. Try a pack of Winston.
Winston is the cigarette that changed America's mind about filter smoking. Winston brings you a filter that really works, lets you draw so easily and enjoy that real tobacco flavor. Yes, Winston gives you finer flavor in a filter cigarette that's easy drawing. Try king-size Winston. Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should.
Well, now, friends, I really haven't... I really don't have the proper words to introduce our special guest for tonight. Lucy, we've written an introduction, please. Will you read this to introduce our guest for
Yes,
tonight?
sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I've Got a Secret now presents a man who has thrilled millions with his magnificent and superb bongoing of the bongo drums and his inimitable renditions of Cuban Pete and Babalu, the toast of 3 continents, an entertainer without peer in the annals of American showmanship, a serious actor whose sensational performances have brought tears to the eyes of millions of women and have made strong men sob like babies. A great comedian. A great comedian. And above all, a great producer. And if you don't believe he's a great producer, I got 2 little Arnazes at home to prove it. One of America's finest pickers of the guitar, a former vocalist with Xavier Cugat, a one-time taxi driver and birdcage cleaner in Miami, Florida, a fine man, an excellent showman.
Desiderio Alberto Arnaz Ideacha III. Thank you. Hello, you lovely people. We have so much fun watching you all the time.
Oh, good. So listen, panel, we've got an awful lot to do, and Desi and I have things to talk about. We want you all to get lost temporarily. You'll find a small, dark, damp closet outside. And meanwhile, Desi and I will talk. What do we talk about? Why don't we talk about your picture?
Oh, that's a very good idea.
When does it open here in New York?
It opens here tomorrow, Low State.
Are you and Lucy are going to go down and do a personal appearance with the picture?
Yeah, we're going to be there about 1:40 in the afternoon, then we're going to be there at 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Boy, I would hate to be the usher in charge of keeping everybody in line.
Well, I hope you're right.
Now then, the panel is out. How about telling us, what is your secret for tonight?
Well, Gary, you know, Lucy's been playing tricks on me all these years.
Oh, sure, yeah.
On television, so I thought I'd like to play a little trick on her tonight.
Good.
If it's all right with you.
Sure.
I told the rest of the panel what the secret was.
Oh, the other 3 know the secret.
Yeah, the other 3 know it. Everybody knows about Lucy.
Uh-huh.
So that they're going to kind of eliminate themselves out of the deal.
Pass.
You know. They're going to pass, you see.
Oh, right.
And then Lucy's going to be stuck with the whole...
He's living an evil husbandly love of this whole thing. Let's get the panel back in, then we'll find out what Desi's secret is. And you folks in New York, you be sure to go down to Low State there tomorrow. Would you care to have a Winston cigarette? You won't have to unless you like to smoke one.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.
All right. So, as soon as we get the panel back in, we will play our game. Sir, thank you. All right, panel. I'll tell you what. This concerns something that Mr. Oh, first of all, I didn't tell you the secret. So, Desi, you whisper the secret to me, huh? It concerns something that Desi does, and we'll start with Bill Cullen, please.
Cut it out, Bill.
Oh. Mr. Arnez, is this the kind of thing you might be apt to do for a living?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to go on with this any longer. May I disqualify myself, please, Desi? Gary?
Yes, sure.
I disqualify.
Rather, all right.
You think
All right,
that's
there's $20 down, and with this money...
Why? Why does he disqualify himself?
Because he just lost interest in the whole thing, that's all.
He thinks it's so simple, I guess.
Oh,
Let's
because
go to
you
Jane
think
Meadows.
it's so simple?
Yeah, it's...
Something
yes,
he does
Lucy.
for a living.
Let's go to Jane
Are
Meadows.
you up to me? Desi, is this something the audience also does?
Yes? I hope so.
This is too easy. I disqualify myself.
Oh,
All right, Jane, you're welcome to do so.
that's $40 down. Then we go to Henry. You're on, old boy.
Oh, well, if this is, I ain't as stupid as I say. If this is something both
I
Daisy
am.
does and you're as stupid as I say?
Yeah.
Not about me.
Simple. I
If
don't
it's
know
that
what it is.
simple, well, honey, we'll find out in a minute. I think I got a clue. I disqualified myself.
All right. $60 down, and Lucy, you're on. It's up to you now to uphold the honor of the panel.
Is it something tangible? Hey, we're in there with that one, huh? Is it something tangible?
I don't think so. I don't think it's... What does it mean?
Yeah, it's something he does for a living.
I would disqualify that answer, wouldn't you, actually?
Well, I was trying to throw him a bad curve there at the beginning. We'll disqualify that answer, yeah.
Yes, he does not do this for a living, and he does it of his nature. He does it because he likes
He
to.
just does it because he likes to.
Yeah.
That's correct. It should be very obvious, honey. Everybody knows what it's all about. I don't see why you don't know it.
Yes, I know, but they've played this game before. I don't know how to answer the question.
Why you come and sit on a panel if you don't know how to act? I mean,
Because you told me to.
I told you to come and plug the picture, not to make a fool of yourself. Play the game. Ask some questions.
Well,
Come on,
I
dear.
plug
There are a
the
lot of
picture. If I
millions
happen
of
to make
people
a
that
fool of
watch this
myself
game,
in the
you
middle
know.
of it, I can't help it. Forever, darling, forever, darling, forever,
God,
darling.
you did that already. Now play the game. Be smart now. Up, up, everybody up. That's it now.
Something, what? What is it now? You don't make a living that way? Is it something soft and furry? What did he say? Something soft?
Frangible.
Frangible. No. What is it? What did he say?
It's not tangible, so it can be soft and
Oh,
furry.
it's not tangible. Is it something, he has a secret, and it's something not tangible, and it's something, and
That
he
I
doesn't
love
make
to do.
That you love to do.
That's right.
Intangible.
That's right.
I Love Lucy?
How about that? You did it! Why? Why did I say something that I love to do?
Yeah, well.
Have I got time to read a short wire, Alan? This, Lucy and Desi, you don't know about this either. This wire came to me today, and I was hoping we'd have time to get it on. It was addressed to me here at the theater, and it's signed General Mark Clark. It says, being an old friend of the Heart Cause, you will be interested to know that Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz have been doing outstanding work for the Heart Fund for the past 3 years. As national co-chairman of Heart Fund volunteers, they have just completed coast-to-coast tour, stimulating Heart Fund campaign activities in city after city. Giving so much impetus to the rapidly accelerating fight against heart disease, they certainly deserve whatever recognition you might find it possible to give them on I've Got a Secret for their splendid contributions to the Heart Fund in time and in energy. And I might say that these are two people who have a great deal of energy but very little time, because they are the busiest two people I know. It's been a great joy having you both with us. Thanks so much. I would like also on my own to put in a plug for Crusade for Freedom. Would you send your truth dollars to Crusade for Freedom so that the truth may be carried behind the Iron Curtain? There's a very great scarcity of it over there, of the truth, that is. Great scarcity of money, too. Just send your money to the Crusade for Freedom in care of your local post office. And so until